Good morning. It is a mix of cloudy and not cloudy, so I might get blasted by the sun here shortly. But as you can see, it's fairly cloudy and nice this morning. Last night, I stayed up very late because the distributist had a friend on his channel. That's Dave the distributist. And I listened to them because the point of the conversation they were going to have was how to speak to people after 2020 and all the craziness that happened. How can we engage with people? How can we even talk to folks who weren't paying attention and don't know what's going on? Like that's even possible. I think that it was the conversation had potential. They didn't go down the avenues that I wish that they would have gone down. I made a comment on the thread about the word anti-white and anti-whiteism. And I think that one of the things lacking in discourse with regular people is a common thread anymore. Even among people out here where I live. Because look, that golf course over there, these wealthy people homes, that's only like 3/4 of a mile from where I live in my tiny little hillbilly house. The people over here, they don't have a lot in common with me. Whenever I have to go to the market or I go to the I don't even remember the name of it, but the supply and feed store, whenever I go down there, I don't see people that I have a lot in common with, so to speak. There's not a lot of there's not commonality anymore when it comes to speaking to people at work, speaking to people around the, I don't know, maybe around your kids, I don't know, whatever they play, football or t-ball or whatever the hell. And I think that using something simple, like, and again, this is Go Free Lexicon stuff, I talk about it all the time. I think that there's something that binds Westerners together, especially Americans, where we like to root for, and if not just root for, be the underdogs. We like people to get their just comeuppance. We like it when the heroes are the unsung sports team, or the downtrodden, I don't know, war veteran or ex-military or police officer or whatever. And I think that, it's bright. We're gonna stop here for a minute. Actually, we're just gonna turn around. I'm gonna keep walking for exercise. The point that I wanted to make to Dave and his guest, they didn't have super chats on, and it was difficult to convey what I wanted via regular chat because of the constraints of chat. So I left a big comment on that video. I'll leave a link in the description and as a pinned comment so you guys can go check it out. It was a pretty good conversation. They didn't go down a lot of avenues I wish they would have, but anyway. The point that I wanted to bring up was, I think that if we start really hammering home, everything else about the Go Free Lexicon is good. I like the mental tactics, the meme curatives and stuff in the Go Free book. But I think that the most important thing to take from it in discourse with regular folks is dropping in the word anti-white and anti-whiteism sometimes. Because I think we need something as, I don't know, something to rally against. I feel like, I don't know, I've said it before on my channel, we are from the people that are explorers and rebels and that kind of thing. Like we don't really have anywhere else to explore. We don't have anything to battle and to conquer, so to speak. But I think that that's still in our blood and that calls to us. So if we just naturally start using the word anti-white, we can apply that to everything that is harmful to us, that agitates our country, that is trying to fill our kids' heads full of lies. We can use it about commercials that involve white erasure. We can talk about history being changed. We can talk about the anti-white policies that politicians push forward. And the point that I wanted to bring up to them was, I feel like it's ethical and holistic to use this language to put all of our enemies in one basket. Now, why do I think that? I think it for two main reasons. Number one, I think it's good to not use the language that our enemies want, because words are what have got us to where we are now. It's language, it's mimetic ideas, it's cancerous thought, it's harmful meme pathogens that have gotten us to where we are. So I think that if the poison was administered that way, maybe the cure can be administered that way too. So, by labeling anti-white everything that's against us, we deprive the enemy, Mott and Bailey, we deprive the enemy the ability to play the word wiggle game or to shift label. They could say, oh, well, I'm not a leftist, I'm not a Democrat, I'm not a feminist, I'm not whatever. I am this other abstractionist word. And if we call them by their actions, we call them anti-white, we deprive them of the ability to escape our judgment, to escape our persecution, to escape our wrath against them, just like they've been doing to us for 80 years. Now, the other reason that I think this is good is it's ethical and holistic, like I said, because it keeps the focus of race on us, because the word white is in the word. And let's just be honest, Westerners, especially Anglos, we have real trouble with racial consciousness and in-group preference. That might not have always been the case, but it's most certainly the case now. I struggle with it around here. Most of you who care struggle with it too, I'm sure, with the people in your life. And the reason I think that using the tactic of labeling all of our enemies under the same tag of anti-white or anti-Western is it doesn't make the focus of race a negative one. It makes the focus on race a positive one. It makes it all about ending our persecution, ending our oppression, without pointing the finger and blaming another race, ethnicity, or religion. Because if you want to curry unity and resistance against oppression, you can have some success by scapegoating. You can have some success blaming another group and trying to curry hatred against that group. But I don't think that's going to work in the Anglo-West. I think that we have to have the morality and the positivity of being the good guys. And anti-white is a good way to do that, because anybody that hears that message is not going to hear, I hate gays or I hate Jews or whatever. They're going to hear, I hate the oppression of my people, I want it to stop. And anybody of any race and religion can help us in that pursuit. And having your racially pure ethno-state at this point is fucking fantasy. And I don't think that that's within the realm of at least my lifetime if I live another 50 or 100 years. So I think that we have to realize that not only would it be unethical to completely excise everyone that's American who might want to help fight for this country, to help fight for the stability of the West in general, we shouldn't throw them under the bus just because they happen to have been born in an Arabic country or they're a black American or whatever. And this tactic gives us the ability to do that. It's ethical, it's holistic, because it gives the allowance of anyone who wants to ally with us and fight with us the ability to do that under that banner. And it's not Civ-Nat Cope, because it's still making racial ethnic identity of Westerners the core of the issue. And through using that term, through rallying behind that term, it lets us leave our hand out to anyone, whether they used to be a communist, whether they used to be part of the LGBT agenda, whether they're black or Arabic or Asian or whatever. They can ally with us and align to the archetype of our country, of our ethnicity, and battle with us to end our oppression. And after all, that's the goal, right? Ending our oppression, stopping anti-whiteism. Isn't the goal to be for every white person in our country to be adamant against all this anti-white crap and be like, no, this is anti-white, you're not teaching my kids this, and you're not allowed to say that, that's anti-whiteism. Like, once we get to that point to where it becomes almost ubiquitous and people all throughout the West are saying that, that's a tremendous victory. Because I think that words alone can help us a lot. Like, I know a lot of people in my chat are always like, yes, violence is the supreme authority, we gotta blah, blah, blah. And I mean, I hear you, dude, I hear you. I do think that we need to prepare for the worst. Like I've always said, hope for the best, prepare for the worst. But this language stuff, these meme curatives, this lexicon game that I play, that I try to get you to play, I think it matters. I think it'll make a huge difference. And I would rather not have to do the violence, not have to do the shooting and the fighting and the forcibly reclaiming stuff. I think that's not a good goal to aim for. Like, we should always be prepared for that in case it has to happen. But I don't think that should be a goal that you aim for. I just think that's unethical and suicidal. So, anyway, I wanted to share that with you guys today. It was on my mind when I passed out. I thought about it while I slept, and I just wanted to get that out. So hopefully it'll make you think. Maybe go over to Dave's channel, give the chat a listen, maybe comment on my hopefully it hasn't been deleted because this chat took place on YouTube. Who knows if my comment's even still there. But regardless, go over there, give it a listen, and maybe share your thoughts, not only in the comments below on my video, but over on Dave's as well. So I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I will be back with my guest this Friday. I hope you guys have fun listening to this new guest, because it's not about the usual. This is a friend that I made who has a channel all about discussing horror movies. And she's a lot of fun. I enjoy her streams. So I invited her to come have a chat with me. So that's what we'll be doing Friday. So I'll see you guys there.